hear your comments. That's what this meeting is about. Everyone who fills out a speaker's form before 10 a.m. will be allowed to speak. So, those people needing a speaker's form, please go upstairs. We will guarantee that you are allowed upstairs. Fill out a form and have it time-stamped.
Is it possible they can give us a form that we can Can you move it to a place that
Sir,
can
you're out of room. We only have so many public rooms in this building.
Get an education if our parents can't afford the
My name is John Graham, and I'm a senior citizen. I'm one of those that lives down in central Los Angeles, where supposedly have more unemployed people and homeless people down there who don't make that much money. And I am one of those, and I am definitely opposed to having this fair hike, because if you people on the board right now were to take pay cuts within the next 3 years, you wouldn't be able to make it at all. And I know that a lot of you are making pretty good money to put into such things as these proposals today to help pay for the senior citizens and those that are handicapped. And I've had many people come talk to me and say they cannot afford to pay it anymore. They're sick and tired of sitting there looking at their pay raises and nothing happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. South.
Security officers want to be on record emphatically opposing pay increases. Security officers' average pay, Strange has been seeing a lot, is $8.50 an hour. We're not simply working class, we're working poor. I do not own a car. I ride a bus and get to work on a bus and get around on a bus. If one rides the buses, one always sees security officers in uniform riding the buses. Fare increases may mean security officers have to decide whether they eat or pay bus fares. And this is not an exaggeration.
I choose to ride the bus regularly, even though it takes longer than driving, because I care about our environment and I'm concerned about global warming and its effects, especially in the lifetime of our children. Each bus rider reduces traffic, pollution, and CO2 emissions in our city. It's better for all of us if more people ride the bus. And I've seen this vision implemented at Metro in the past few years. Ridership is up and more diverse than ever. I've been driving for 30 years and I'm riding the bus. A fare increase would mean a decrease in ridership. If you have a choice, it won't make sense to ride the bus at these prices. And if you don't have a choice, you won't be able to afford it. In this city, we heavily subsidize driving through oil subsidies, free highways, and cheap or free parking. The idea that we must increase fares or decrease service is a false dichotomy.
So I'm here to urge you to vote against any proposed fare hike. When I first heard about this fare hike, my blood boiled. I thought about the classes I would have to drop in order to be able to work, to make the money to even just get to school, let alone pay for the classes. Okay? I thought about how I would be unable to be a successful full-time student because I had to work longer. But my blood didn't just boil because of that. My blood is boiling because I've been shut out of these proceedings in the lobby. And my blood is boiling because none of your proposals benefit working class students like me.
It's not just our lives that you're deciding on. Knowing that disasters like Hurricane Katrina and the tsunami are all part of global warming, we think Los Angeles should encourage the massive use of public transportation, working towards it becoming fully subsidized so that free public transportation will entice more Angelenos to leave driving to you.
I just want to start off saying the pleasure's been all yours. And I just like to ask the audience, if you think these fair hikes is about racist white men still trying to control the rest of our destinies, give me a hell yeah. Hell yeah! If you think these fair hikes are just another attack on the working poor, give me another hell yeah. Hell yeah! If you think these fair hikes are about choosing between paying rent, transportation, health care, or eating dog food, give me a health care. Hell yeah! If you think this raising by 10%, Mayor TV, that's going to help us, it's not. You've already put a knife in our back, pulling it out 1 inch doesn't help us. Thank you, and all power to the people.
You cannot raise all these fares when everybody told you, if you raise the fare, I can't afford it. If you raise the fare, I may have to buy a car. If you raise the fare, my whole family is going to be destroyed. Destroyed is called irreparable harm in civil rights law. There's no way they don't understand. They voted against they imposed irreparable harm on us. We have one set of lawyers, fight transit racism, see in court. We're going to be taking the MTA back to court for misrepresentation about the end of the consent decree. What Damon read into the record today about as soon as the consent decree is over, we plan to wreck the bus system. That's what they're doing. They are as racist as any government agency that we've ever seen. So we have a civil rights claim. The second is we have a chance to hold this up for a year to a year and a half in the courts on the grounds that they did not take an environmental impact report. If you notice, Gloria Molina said, all in favor of the fact that this is environmentally good. Well, it isn't like that, Gloria Molina. It's not like all in favor of it's not racist. You know, all in favor of it doesn't help the poor. They're just trying to go on the record to cover themselves politically, but then fight transit racism, see in court. The Natural Resources Defense Council has already sent them a letter that if you pass a fare increase that will pose significant harm and drive people out of their cars, we're going to demand the environmental impact report. We're meeting with our attorney from the NRDC tomorrow. That action has already been initiated. We're also appealing to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in June that we don't think the consent decree is over, and we believe that this is admissible evidence in the court. So last time we had one court case against them, this time we have two court cases against them. One on the environment and one on civil rights. But the third, without going into any detail, is there used to be this slogan, no seat, no fare, and there might be a slogan, I ain't just going to pay it. There might be a possibility of people just say, I will not pay this bill. There might be fight transit racism, see in the street. This is a terrible, terrible self-immolation on the part of the MTA. They've once again clearly established themselves as they either should change their name to AAA, which is that they're the auto club, and they should just sort of work for the auto club. Well, the other thing is KKK. They can decide which of those two, you know, or maybe both, you know. AAA, KKK. Okay? But we are the VRU.
And this is our fight! Mass transportation